Hey everybody, it's Kevin, a CPA that does financial planning, and exciting, going to talk about Social Security and Medicare. Really what I want to do is I want to make you more informed than 90% of everybody. You go to a cocktail party and people are super excited to talk about Social Security because you're getting older, they're getting older, and you are going to probably know more than 90% of them. Maybe you don't care. If you don't care about Social Security and Medicare, click off. But I'm going to do my best to simplify it and just make some points and also look at some actionable intelligence. And what can we do with this information? Because everybody just says, oh, woe is me. Everything is terrible. The country's gone to hell in a handbasket. Social Security is not going to be there. I'm going to get old and just be miserable. And I think that's too simplistic. So anyway, this is all based off of the April 22nd, 2019. The trustees of Social Security and the Medicare trust funds released their report to Congress. And they said, hey, here's what's up. So let's take a quick peek here, though, about where does the money come from for Social Security and Medicare, okay, to pay the actual benefits. Well, if you look here, there's somebody opening a spigot, and this spigot is that painful thing where you're withholding money in your paycheck, or if you're self-employed, own a business like we do, well, you pay 15.3% of your money, flows into the government, and then it flows out as benefits. Medicare and Social Security, by the way, are not entitlement programs. We actually put money in and hopefully we'll get money out. And I sort of believe, when I say sort of, that means I'm pretty confident that for lower income people, Social Security and Medicare, the rules may change a little bit, but I still think you're going to get most of your benefits. For higher income people, especially a lot of the people we work with at Leading Edge, I think this is really where you have to do some planning and maybe even change the way you view the amount of money that you're going to get with Social Security and Medicare. I still think you're going to get some, and I have the facts to hopefully try to back up that argument. So money comes in every year, money goes out every year. Okay, a good system would be that enough money comes in every year that then you can put some money in the bank, if you will, and this is called the trust fund. We have an old age survivor insurance trust fund. And then we have a disability trust fund. Well, the amount of money that's coming in as of 2020 can no longer fulfill the amount of money going out. And so this first way of paying benefits as the government to us goes away. Yes, money will still be coming in and going out, but we have to go into the safe and pull money out. And so that's the first concept that I don't think a lot of people understand. So when we look down here, I'm only going to look at the Old Age Survivor Insurance Trust Fund, and it's going to be depleted in 2034. So this safe in 2034, it looks like this currently. It'll have cobwebs in it. It'll be out of money. But the thing that people don't realize is there's still going to be money coming in. And demographically, yes, there's going to be less money coming in than the amount of people that need benefits. But people make it sound like, well, in 2034, there's not going to be any money left. And the truth is, when we look at projected benefits, payroll taxes, that inflow of cash will still be sufficient to pay 77% of the benefits scheduled as of today. So about 3/4. And this is the reason why I suggest that if you're higher income, that other quarter, they're going to probably figure out a way, and people could use the verbiage, screw us out of our benefits or whatever they want to use. But I think that the reason that high income people, there's going to be some change. These figures are unchanged from last year, by the way. Possibly interesting is that the Disability Trust Fund will now be depleted in 2052, which is 20 years later than was projected last year. So beware of projections. I know they were saying in 2032 the disability would be less, but less people filed Social Security disability over the last year. So the other part is that once this trust fund is depleted, 91% of the scheduled benefits with disability can still be paid. So I'm not going to say that, yeah, everything is rosy. My point is that, people act like they're going to jump off buildings when they talk about Social Security. Oh my God, the horror, the horror. And it's just not that way. So let's talk about Medicare now. Medicare actually scares the crap out of me, okay? And the reason for that is annual costs for Medicare program exceeded taxable income for, what is that, 2008 to 2015? So what is that, about 8 years? And then actually there was a surplus. So again, when we look at the spigot, the amount of money that was coming into the government versus going out for Medicare, for 8 years, much more money was going out than coming in. And for 2 years, who knows what happened, but for 2 years, there were surpluses. And so money got to be put in the bank. And then again in 18, expenditures exceeded the amount of money coming out. So that part, that's a little bit disturbing. The report notes that in 2007, the assets represented 150% of expenditures. So it used to be that the amount of money coming in was more than the amount of money coming out by 1.5 times, and now by 2019, forget that. It's really bad now. Now it's 66%. So I think something has to give with Medicare. Now, when we actually look at the Medicare Trust Fund, instead of 2034, the bank, the safe, whatever you want to call it, will be totally depleted. And, so Medicare is the part that kind of scares me. Now what we are seeing with both Social Security and Medicare is that nobody wants to touch it. And they say down here at the very bottom, what is being done to address these changes? I mean, there's lots of things that could be done to fix Social Security. Relatively easy. Medicare is a lot harder to fix because we have people living longer, having more illnesses, more treatments. As bad as everyone says our healthcare system is, I know a lot of people that really, they complain about Medicare, but boy, they're sure glad they had it. So here are the things that I think we can do. First of all, if you are high income, I think you have to know that there's not going to be enough money to pay all the benefits that we're going to pay. Again, the cash flow coming in will be about 77% of the benefits. I don't expect them to cut all our benefits. So maybe when we run financial planning software, maybe we make it 75% of our benefits. But I do think we have to save more. If you're high income, you have to save 20, you don't have to, but recommend you save 20, 30% of your money to help cover Social Security, because Social Security is a big issue. When we run scenarios, it's worth $1 million to $1.5 million for a couple if they were high earners. It can be a big issue. The second thing is I think we need to plan for more healthcare expenditures. So we've been increasing our healthcare expenditures, again, because I think Medicare will have to cover less and less going forward. Medicare will have to cover less. There's just no two ways about it. All this interesting stuff like 3D printing organs and a lot of different treatments that are coming out. I mean, it's very possible that the wealthy will be able to afford things that everybody else is not able to afford. So it could literally be, and I am going to try to be dramatic here, it could be life and death, how much money you save. So anyway, talk with Charlie and I. Let's discuss with your plan. Let's model Social Security. We can model it conservatively. Let's model high expenditures in retirement. And let's use this as a way to motivate us to have you save more and prepare for an unknown future. Now, if the politicians do fix this, fantastic. Then you're way ahead. If the politicians don't fix this and all of these trust funds have cobwebs, well, then at least you'll be prepared. So thanks so much for watching. I'm Kevin, a CPA that does financial planning with Leading Edge Financial Planning. Thank you.